Hi, Scritty here, demondemon.com. A very short video looking at the Gambit Nash keyword tool as it currently stands. Very, very simple tool. And what the keyword tool does is, in this case, it's just got 21 keywords, or actually it's about 19 keywords, imported directly, cut and paste the CSV file, which comes from here. You save it, which I did here, Keyword Planner. You copy and paste the whole file, everything that comes in the CSV, and you paste it into this box here, B4, and it populates as far down as you need to go. And it's got the average monthly searches, competition ratio between 0 and 1, suggested bid, and then if you have it in your account already, the impression share, the in account and in plan. So whether it's currently running, whether you've got in your account at all, and whether you're getting a share of the impressions. Okay, but this, assuming this is the beginning, you just want to know what keywords you're going to use. So here's where this stuff over here on the right comes in. This is where you can enter your minimum search volume, the maximum competition level, and there's maximum suggested bid, and then this box is for checks to see whether it's relevant or not. So enter minimum search volume. So say you didn't want to bid for any keywords where the search volume was under 1,000 a month, you'd have that as 1,000. But say you were happy with 100 a month, you'll see a lot of these the search volume is okay. It changes. That one's low at the moment, 1,000. Yeah, 480, it's well below 1,000, so the search volume is low, you don't want it. If you take it down to 100, suddenly that one's okay. Competition level, this is an interesting one. I'll run through this for you. It's not the price of the competition, it's the number of people competing for you for that particular keyword. What I found is if you stick below 0.6, you'll sometimes win on a keyword even with an incredibly low bid, because there simply aren't enough people to fill the spaces up. So Google has 4 advertising spots. The competition level is 0.6 or below. It may mean that there are only 3 advertisers for that spot. Not all the time, they might vary from time to time. So between 0.6 you can get some advertising placement and some traction for very, very low cost, a fraction of this suggested bid. A fraction of this suggested bid. In this case I wouldn't bid for any of these because they're all incredibly expensive, but you can do that. Likewise, what is the suggested bid? You may have a maximum one. I put this to 20 of whatever the unit is. In this case it's UK pounds, but if it was dollars it would be $20. It depends what your unit is. This is £10.76. So if I put this down to 5, I'm not prepared to pay for more than 5, it's saying suggested bid is high. So that is no longer within my price range, neither is that one. Relevance, this is one, if you use the keyword planner and you add some seed keywords, it may come back with results that Google doesn't think is relevant to your website. If it says found in your website, here extracted from, then it's fine, it sees relevance. If it doesn't, if you've got a mixed campaign with ones that are both, you've used keywords and ones it's looked for you on your website and it doesn't see relevance, it will tell you. Now relevance is quite important as far as page score go, and page score could be quite important as far, landing page score I should say, and landing page score could be quite important as far as your account goes, because Google, there's a rumour, not started by me, that Google sort of has a hidden account score, and if you keep bidding on words that Google doesn't think is relevant, has a low page quality, low conversion rate, and giving a poor user experience, then your whole AdWords account can get a lower score. And what that translates to is the hidden metric whereby Google actually puts up your cost per bid. So it actually costs you money. So this is quite an important one. These little boxes here in L2, N2, P2 and R2 are weightings. If you think relevance is far more important than anything else, you can give it a weighting of 2. If you think everything's the same weighting, you can give them all a weighting of run. If price is your most important thing, you can give that a rating of 2. You can give it a rating of 10 if you want, whatever you want. And it weights it. Why does it weight it? What are these scores? Well, this tells you at the moment, with a weighting of 1, 1, 1 and 1, how many of these 4 areas that particular keyword has succeeded in. So if this one here, 4, that stands out immediately. So we know that search engine market strategies, it fulfills all our criteria. It has a minimum search volume of over 100, has a competition level of less than 0.6, has a suggested bid of under 5, and Google sees it as relevant. It gets a score of 4. There's some 3s, there's some 2s. A 1 is probably a bit of a disaster. The only thing is Google sees relevant, the bid's high, the competition's high, and the search volume's low. You may not want to go for that. So in a very easy way, this gives you that instant look at whether a keyword is worth bidding for. Now here I've just gone for a very small number, 19 keywords I think there are there. In reality, you'll probably start off with many thousands of keywords, and you may want to filter by this column S just to get out the 4s and 3s and get all the rest out, and then do some other filtering on it, which is what we tend to do at Gambit Nash. But for here, you could do this with your eye. You could get through 19 very simply. But when you're looking at maybe 10 or 15,000 to try and get that core few hundred that you want to use, then using a tool like this to see which ones are actually in your criteria is very, very useful. You can also add multiple different keyword types. You can run the keyword tool over and over again and just keep cutting and pasting. You can cut and paste the next campaign into the one below this one, and keep dragging the results down. Just drag these columns down to increase the length of the analysis, and then you could just filter it all by score of 3 or greater and just see the ones that have a good score, however you wanted to, or change these metrics to filter out various other ones, change the weightings. What's important to you, I don't know. I tend to run with it. First time I run this keyword tool, I tend to run it with all these things. Well, here's a typical run. I'll go for that 500, that 0.6, that's 1, and that's how I tend to run it. So there you see I've got a 3, I've got 2 3s in the whole bid. So that in the whole section, so that's lowered it a little bit. So there we go. That's how we tend to use the keyword analysis tool. You guys, please feel free. I'll link to this. It'll be in OpenOffice and Excel format. You guys can use it, download it, use it for yourself. If it's ever updated, I'll update it on this site. Below this, if you're looking at this at demondemon.com, there'll be the tool which analyzes the results, which is an even simpler tool, but just as useful. Of course, you can pay subscriptions. We've actually, in the past, I've paid subscriptions of $249 a month for a tool which, after several months of using it, I found I didn't use it for much more than this. It was beautiful reports it printed out, reports that I could send to clients, but I was spending, $2,500–3,000 a year on something which I had a template made up in PowerPoint and exported to that, and it was good quality report to the clients, and I was saving myself thousands of dollars a year. So this may not be for everybody. It's if you're at the low end, if you don't want to spend money on a subscription tool which does similar stuff and probably does more instead, but to give you a rough idea of what's workable or not in your niche. Okay, Squitty signing off.